Hello everyone. So in this session we will start the UV unwrapping of this model. So let's continue. So what I will do, I will just select the model, open the grid and just move it somehow here. Okay. Now as you can see, we have just built this model and we have to open the UV. So I will select this part at first, and what I will do, I will just go to the UV which is inside the modeling panel. So UV, you have UV editor, okay, but at first what I have to do, if I open the UV, you will find that the UV is looking like this. So what I will do now, I will just select the part, like one by one I just select the part and will just open the UV. So right now I will just use one or two things like planar unwrapping. So I will go to UV and you have the planar mapping, spherical and cylinder. So it depends on the shape. So right now we have box like structure, so we'll use the planar, okay, and spherical also when you have round surface, and if you have cylindrical surface you can use the cylinder. If you open the UV editor, so as you can see, here is the toolkit of UV. So I will just drag this down a little bit, okay, and we'll just put somehow here. So I can just click over here and just click over here, we'll found this, okay. So that's the main feature of UV, and click over here, you will just have this UV toolkit. And one more thing I have to do, so I need this panel. So right now I'm just off this, and okay, if you see here, you will found the sub tools which is just kept over here. That's the panel. These are the few tools like move, rotate, scale, as we do in the normal modeling, and we'll just minimize this little bit and make sure that whenever you are working, you should have this area. When you just working for the UV and unwrapping any of the object, you will keep all its file into this. So I will just render the same and just go to the Photoshop for adding some textures, okay. Now what I will do, I will just make this side, and if I select this part, as you can see, the part is looking like this. So we have to just open this by proper manner. So what I will do now, I will do one thing is that I will go to the right click and face. Now we'll select the faces, like, okay, by holding shift, and we'll select the faces. As you have seen that we have selected the front faces, and now what I will do, I will just go to UV, and here we have the planar. So instead of clicking over here, you should go to its property window. As you can see, it is projecting in the Z direction, okay. So if this is projecting in the Z direction, we have the Z axis and apply. As you can see, it's set over here, and if you look, you will find this, okay. So I will just move this for a while. Yeah, we have to fix this part because as you can see, it's not showing here, but there is this part. So we will fix this laterwards. I will just move it here, somehow here, and now we'll select this back part by holding shift button, and again I think we have to change this, I think, to x-axis, apply. As you can see, because you have to look at this coordinate points. Now this thing has just, as you can see, the shape is very different. Okay, we will short out this laterwards, okay. Definitely we have to work for the same, otherwise there would be a huge problem. So I will just select all of them. As you can see, what I am selecting, it's just updating here. That's the fundamental of UV, that's the main feature of UV. So I will select all of them, and just what I will do, I just go to the Z axis and just apply. Now it's separated, as you can see. So we have now two parts. This is the front one. As if I go here, you will find that this is the front part and this is the back one. This one is the back one. Okay, so here we have some parts left. So what I will do now, for a comfort way, I will just click this and have the isolate selection. Now I can see easily. So go to face, select the parts by holding shift button, okay, and we have left this one. So right now you can see that it's facing on the X direction, so I will go to X and apply. Okay, now that part has removed, and just move it somehow here. So I will select all of them. And we have to just break this part. Okay, and this is facing in the X direction. X is fine, and apply. Just opened it, and okay, we have left one part, I think. 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7, and X, and just apply, project. Now it's clear. And this one, so I need this part which we have already. So as you can see, these are the garbage part which is just here, and if you want to open you can, but I think we don't require it, but still we'll open the same. Let's go to the UV and have the planner, and as you can see, we will allow it to project from y-axis. So that's the main thing. So as you can see, y-axis, and just project the same, and this is been left. Okay, so we'll sort out this later words. As you can see, we have just whole source of UV which has been opened by us, and as you can see, there is a small panel for grid checker. If I click here, if your checker is not in square, so as you can see, these are not in square, these are in rectangle, that means your UV is being disturbed, and that should be corrected. Exactly. If you have like this type of checker forming at your surface, that means this should be corrected. Otherwise, if you add some texture, it will just stretch your texture like this. So it's very important to examine with this. That's very important. So I will go to UV toolkit, and now I will just off this because I don't require it, the attribute editor. Okay, so I have now proper space for managing all the things, and I will just synchronize it a little bit because okay, we have to just examine it, but a few things we have take from here, because this is very important tool, which is UV shell tool. What is this? We will just discuss this in this topic only. And as you can see, here we have some problems. So I think we haven't opened this. Let's have a look. Okay, and off this for a while. Face. Okay, this one. So if I on the panel like this one, and if I see this is stretching so much, so I will select all of them and will on this and just move it like this. So as you can see, it's not stretching too much. You have to fix the shape, which is very important. Okay, same with this one. Which part is this? This is the back part, I suppose. So as you can see, this would be very hectic if you are in UV mode. If you are selecting any vertex, if you need to select in one click, you have to click over here. This is the UV shell tool. Just click over here. As you can see, all the things has been selected. So I will just synchronize this down and move it somehow here. Okay, make sure that you're saving your file, which is very important. And also we'll just check this and just have a look that is it working fine or not. Okay, so we will manage this later words. Okay, now we'll synchronize this little bit. Select this part. Okay, fine. UV, and now this one. So again we'll check this shell and select this part. That would be this one. So it's stretching quite very, not so high, but yes, we have to fix it. We have a proper square, then it would be fine. Okay, so we'll move somehow here because we are checking the UV, and we'll move somehow like this. So now this part should be corrected. This is that part, and obviously yes, there is the upper part which has been connected from here. We will short out the same. So I'm going to vertex and will off this for a while and just select this vertex, and we'll go to UV and move. As you can see, this part, this is that vertex which we have moved. Control Z. So what I will do, I just move this downward, select both of them by shift selecting, we'll move this downward, and now you can just select both of them. As you, this part is the upper one and this is the lower one. Okay, so what I will do now, I will just go to the UV and just select that part also. So we'll go to face and just select this one. As you can see, it's been merged here. So we'll go to UV again and just select this one by holding shift button. So if you are having this arrow which is very large, you can just press minus button to small it so that you can have a proper handle. Just move it downward a little bit. As you can see, this is the top one and this is the bottom one. After that, here is the last one. Okay, so by plus you can increase the pivot size and save your file. So right now what we have next, we have this part. So we'll select this part, and for that what I will do, I will just go to face and just select this part. Okay, and just move it somehow here and just open it. As you can see, the file is not proper, so just move it like this, and this part is just inside it. Here it is. So we'll off this, and there is that part. So right now it's better to have the another UV, which is the planar, and obviously it's facing on the X direction. Apply, and yes, definitely casted. By default it's very large, no problem. We'll just move it somehow here. Select this part. This is the top one, this is the top second, and this would have to go here. Okay, just move it and just scale it down again, and just move it here. Okay, so now right click, go to UV, select this part and just move it somewhere here. Okay, so if you just go to edges, if you just select both of them, as you can see, if you have selected one, automatically it will show that this should be attached. So I will select both of them and do one thing. Here you have cut and sew, so you have to sew it. Okay, so your edge will be sewed to each other. That's the benefit of UV. And also I on this and just check whether this is fine or not. No, that's not fine. So what I have to do, I will just go to UV and just select its part and just scale it manually. As you can see, now it's working quite well, but not the small one. So I will just select the small one and just move it here, and have to match the boxes. So that's very important, to match the boxes. Okay, fine, it's working quite well. The front part is fine, but not this one. So we'll go to face, just select this one. As you can see, it's over here, and what I have to do is just off this, and now we'll just go to UV and just select this UV. As first, just select all of them, just move it downward a little bit, Control Z, because we have selected this one also. We'll select this part and just move it downward, and now select by holding shift button one point, and after that just move it down. Okay, so now we have the gap of the Oh, that should be at the top. It should be at the top, and that should be at the down. So we'll just manage it for a while. Just open it and just see, is it working? No, that thing should be maintained. So I think this is okay. Little bit of problem is there, and now the problem is being shut outed. And okay, Control S, save the file. As you can see, we have just opened the UV of all the parts. So right now we will just focus on the top, because yeah, definitely we have to work for the same. And just select the top part only. We'll just select the top, and obviously the side one first. I will select the side one. Okay, now just go here and okay, as you can see, it's just enlarged, so I have to just mash through the same. So skip it somehow here of this. Now I had a proper look through. Open this. Now the part has been shot outed, no problem. Move it here, and this thing. So you should have a proper, you can say proper square. That's very important. Don't stretch like this. And also this one. So we'll off this for a while. Go to UV and just select points. That's this one. That should be here. That should be there. Okay. And okay, rest is fine. Click over here. Let's manage the seam. Okay. This part need to be corrected at first. Just select this part, this one, and go to UV, select this and just move it. Fine. These are fine, no problem. If your checker is different in size, no problem. You can just save it like this. As you have seen that we have just opened the UV, and now in next session we will open the remaining part. So make sure that whenever you are just working, just save your file, which is very important. So now you have a proper UV which has been opened here, and in next session we will just save the file. So I don't require to open the UV at the downward, because we only paint at front and the side and this one. So if the color of the UV is lighter or darker, no problem, you can fix this. Well, with all the features and parameters. Right now I will just end isolate it, and will just open the UV of the rest of the parts, like this one and this one. Okay, so let's meet to the another session.